Well, my name is Andy Blomsness, and I've been a member since basically 1974, when I was a physical director here, and then as the executive director for 28 years.
My name is Jan Blomsness, and I've been a member since 1975.
My name's Kathy Larson.
How long have you been a member of the YMCA?
Just about 30 years.
My name is Dan Kermos. Oh, I've been coming for about 32 years now to this YMCA, yes.
Nathan Woodworth. They would get your little sticker on there of how many years, and so I remember being about 22, 23 years old, and my sticker still said 22 or 23, whatever. Every year my age would go up another, and so would the years of membership. So I've really been a member here probably just about my whole life.
My name is Scott Hannon, and I've been a member here at the Winona Family YMCA 56 consecutive years.
My name is Mickey Koulis. I have been a member here, I'm not quite sure, but I believe it's 10 years. Right now, I am 93 years old.
My name is Ken Mogren. I've been coming to the Y for nearly 60 years.
So after working at the Y for almost 40 years and actually been a member here for the better part of 58 years, I've seen a lot of growth. I've seen so many different experiences here at the Y.
Hi, I'm Janica Sobek, CEO of the Winona Family YMCA. I have been a member of this facility since I moved here about 10 years ago, and what first attracted me to this organization was the positive reputation that it had, which I heard about while living in New York City. People said you have to join the Y when you move to Winona. It has a unique culture and sense of community that you will definitely want to be a part of.
I remember being 4 years old. Now this is maybe not the most appropriate story, but I remember being 4 years old and, first grade. My mom brought me into the women's locker room, and standing in the locker room is my first grade teacher, totally naked. And she said, "Oh, Nathan!" So it was a little bit uncomfortable, I'm sure, for everybody involved.
Well, when I think of funny stories, I can tell you one that there was a man that I could tell you the name, but I'm not going to do that. In the whirlpool area, there was a guy that he'd be in the whirlpool, and another person that actually didn't really like him. He would come in and he'd go in the sauna room and he'd get a bucket and he'd fill it with cold water. So when this guy wasn't looking, he's in the whirlpool, getting nice and warm and toasty, this guy'd come in and throw this cold water bucket on him. So this happened a couple times. Well, one day, and I was there, I watched this happen, and the guy that had been getting the water dumped on him, he had come in off the street, he was in his street clothes, actually had a winter coat on. He goes in the sauna because he saw the other guy, or in the whirlpool rather, but he goes in the sauna, fills up the bucket of water with cold water. He comes running in there and he's yelling at him, "Hey, I'm gonna get you back." And when he starts running in, he slipped on the wet floor of the whirlpool and he fell into the whirlpool with all his clothes on, so it really backfired on him. That was one of the funnier things I saw happen at the Y.
Well, I have a lot of memories. Some aren't really so fun, but we had a situation one time where we had a chemical spill problem in the pool area, and I was on vacation at the time. I got a call and they had to evacuate. Luckily, nobody was seriously injured, but I said, "Well, what do you mean by serious?" "Well, the parking lot has a triage set up in there, and there's ambulance and fire trucks."
But we have countless fun memories. I don't know if we could just tap into one, but this building has enriched our lives in so many ways, and the memories are immeasurable.
It's pretty neat. And you know what? It couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I mean, I'll just leave it at that.
Memories out on those runs with friends. In many ways, we're like those coffee and donut groups that gather every morning to trade insults and solve the world's problems. We do those same kind of things when we're out running, but we get some exercise in the deal too, and that's been very good for me.
I am with such a wonderful group of gals, and we do crazy things. We sing, we dance, and do a lot of different things. They're good gals, and we each look out for one another.
The stories, I can't be one particular, but I know I've had people come in and say, yeah, I met my spouse here 20 years ago. I came here as a kid. I was down the youth center. I have family members who tell me that too. You know, I remember when. Even though I don't have those stories, they've shared their stories with me, that they've met their best friends here, they've met their spouse here, they've raised their children here, they raised their children out at camp. It's just something in them that they've told me.
Well, there's a lot of things that I'll miss about the building. One is just that it's kind of like an old shoe.
If I could take a sledgehammer to any part of this building.
The building has become so familiar over the years. It's just a comfort level, and just all the plethora of doors, hallways, stairways. It's just kind of a quirky building that's been created with all the remodeling and the additions. And we're going to miss that because we incorporate that into our exercise. We do steps, we might be in one room, part of the class, we might go running through the hallways. So yeah, all of that, it's going to be, we'll miss it.
I don't know, I think I'd want a really big sledgehammer so I could just knock the whole thing down, as is going to happen, and I'll be very sad, I think, to see it go, but I'll get over it.
It feels like home. When I walk in the door, I know where everything's at. I can get around. I think it's got a lot of history that, even though I'm not from Winona, I know when people come in the door, they tell me about it, so I'm real familiar with it.
The Y is more than just a building. It's the people that you meet here, it's the activities that go on here that make the Y. We need a good building to do that in, and we'll have a much better building to do that in, but the memories of this place are going to last as long as I do, and I'll take them with me to the new Y.
But we have so much fun. I'll tell you, I don't know what I would do if I didn't get up in the morning and come to the Y. It's my whole day. I just love it.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Mickey. That was beautiful.
That's really great story.
Good.